We begin in Parkland, Florida, where it's the first day of school at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. In an effort to improve safety, school officials updated the surveillance camera system, created a single point of entry, and doubled security staff to 18. An initiative to train armed guards struggled to recruit enough applicants, and a pilot program to install metal detectors isn't ready. The school also now has several portable classrooms to help handle the overflow from the still shuttered Building 12, where most of the shooting took place. The shooting suspect, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, is being held without bail on murder charges. His trial has yet to begin. In Virginia, closing arguments are expected to get underway today in the trial of Paul Manafort. President Trump's one-time campaign chairman is charged with money laundering and other financial crimes. On Tuesday, Manafort's lawyers rested their case without calling any witnesses or presenting any evidence. And hundreds of Roman Catholic priests sexually abused more than 1,000 children in Pennsylvania over the course of 7 decades. That's according to a grand jury report released on Tuesday. The report also accuses church officials of a systematic effort to cover up many of the alleged crimes. Here in Montana, after 7 years of litigation, the sexual abuse case against the Catholic Diocese of Great Falls Billings comes to an end. The settlement calls on the church to pay $20 million to the victims. 86 plaintiffs were part of the lawsuit that accused multiple priests and nuns of sexually abusing children from the 1950s through the 1990s. Almost half of the plaintiffs were represented by the Tamaki Law Office in Washington. Its press release states Bishop Michael Lorfel testified that the process used to reach the settlement was just and appropriate. One of the lead attorneys for the plaintiffs says those who came forward are the ones who deserve the credit for bringing decades of abuse to light. To pay off the $20 million settlement, the diocese will contribute $5 million. The parishes in eastern Montana will cover $4 million. $2 million will come from the Catholic Foundation of Eastern Montana, $1 million from the St. Labray Indian School, and $8 million from Catholic Mutual, the insurance company of the diocese. The diocese has also agreed to post a list of all known past and present clergy members who have been identified by victims on its website. The diocese filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in March of 2017, months before jury trials for victim civil cases were set to begin. 1 year later, the diocese filed to dismiss the bankruptcy. Bishop Warfel said then that the legal case was draining too much of the church resources that could go to victims. Turning now to fire watch, the flames burning through Glacier National Park have now consumed more than 2,600 acres, along with decades and decades of history. Glacier officials are assessing the destruction as the lightning-sparked Howe Ridge fire burns near Lake McDonald. The air is so smoky that the Montana Department of Environmental Quality says no one should be outdoors in that area. Firefighters are now focusing their attention on smaller fire starts in the Lake McDonald area. 60 personnel are assigned to the fire, but more assistance from the air is on the way. Evacuation orders are still in place for the entire Lake McDonald complex, and going to the Sun Road remains closed from Lake McDonald to Logan Pass. Some of the buildings that burned were historic structures built before Glacier was even established as a national park. Park officials say it's a heartbreaking time in the park. Many structures lost to the flames were in Kelly's Camp and the Wheeler Complex. Both areas are on the National Register of Historic Places. 7 private residences and outbuildings were lost at Kelly's Camp, as well as the main Kelly's Camp house and a second cabin and other structures under National Park Service ownership. 1 cabin survived. Kelly's Camp was homesteaded by Frank and Emmeline Kelly in 1894 before Glacier received national park status. By 1931, it had become a popular summer cabin resort, and in the 1960s, cabins were sold to individual owners. The Wheeler Complex, located east of Kelly's Camp, was once owned by Montana Senator Burton K. Wheeler, who used it as a summer home starting back in 1916. The National Park Service acquired the property in 2014. There, 3 outbuildings burned, as well as the Wheeler Boathouse. The good news, firefighters were able to save the main Wheeler cabin even after it caught fire. The Lake McDonald Ranger Station was also saved following a fire on its roof. 9 lightning-sparked fires on the Northern Cheyenne Reservation have mostly calmed down thanks to the cooler weather, but not all of the fires are contained. The Wolf Creek fire is now 60 acres. It's 40% contained, but a squad of smoke jumpers were brought in to reinforce the fire lines. The now 90-acre Buffalo Springs fire is also 40% contained, and the Golden Eagle fire has grown to a total of 40 acres, but is only 20% contained. The crew working that fire was relocated, so another crew is being brought in to take over. Fire Management Officer Adam Wolf says the rain has definitely been on their side in mop-up efforts. Now here's a look at other fires burning across Montana. North of Helena, the Shell Rock fire has burned 300 acres on a mix of state and private land around the Beartooth Wildlife Management Area in southern Cascade County. And a fire burning in the northwest corner of Yellowstone National Park has grown to nearly 1,400 acres. The Bacon Rind fire is causing delays on a busy stretch of Highway 191 as flames cross through Yellowstone National Park between Big Sky and West Yellowstone. Continuing our coverage, part of Bighorn Lake will be closed today to assist in the search for 2 missing men. The area between dayboards 6 and 8 will be closed from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Future closures will be determined on a day-to-day basis. Portable divers began assisting Tuesday with remote operated vehicles that have the ability to go deeper than divers and to take photos, video, and illuminate the bottom of the lake. 2 land and water canine search dogs with Great Basin Canine will begin helping today. The National Park Service's Submerged Resources Center team will start mapping deeper parts of the main lake channel today. Anyone with information on the crash is being asked to call Public Information Officer Christy Fleming at 406-666-3302. The 2 men went missing Saturday after the boat they were on crashed. 1 woman died and another man was injured. Park County search and rescue crews are looking for a missing hiker in the Crazy Mountains near the Cave Lake area. Shortly after 10 o'clock Monday night, Park County received a report of a hiker who was late in returning. The 39-year-old man from Michigan is a volunteer with the Rocky Mountain Goat Alliance on a project with Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks. Over in Sweetgrass County, deputies confirm his vehicle was found at the trailhead where he was last seen. 2 Bear Air assisted in the search with its infrared unit, but was unable to find the man. The terrain is very rugged and dangerous. The search will continue this morning. Wyoming's primary election concludes in less than 1 week as voters decide who will advance to the November general election. Among the high-profile contests, the Wyoming governor's race, where no less than 6 Republican candidates are vying for their party's nomination. Incumbent Governor Matt Mead, who has served 2 terms, is term limited. 2 Democrats are vying for their party's nomination for governor. Of the past 10 governors in Wyoming, 5 have been Democrats and 5 have been Republicans. At the federal level, Congresswoman Liz Cheney is facing challenges from 2 other Republicans, while 2 Democrats are vying for their party's nod. And U.S. Senator John Barrasso is facing no less than 5 candidates in his bid for re-election. The victor advances to face Democrat Gary Trauner in the fall. Polling places in Wyoming are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Election Day. Absentee ballots must be received by the county clerk no later than 7 p.m. on Election Day, delivered either by mail or in person. Back here in Montana, the Green Party is making a new push to get its candidates back on the ballot for this fall's election. In a lawsuit filed in federal court Monday, the Green Party asked that part of Montana's ballot qualification law be struck down and names of the party's 5 candidates be placed back on the November ballot. The suit is in response to a ruling last month when a state court ordered the Green Party candidates be removed from the ballot. That order invalidated 82 voter signatures, causing the party to fall short in its effort to qualify candidates for the November ballot. Monday's lawsuit claims the state's party ballot qualifications are unconstitutional. The Green Party had candidates qualified for both the U.S. Senate and House, as well as 3 legislative candidates. The deadline to make changes to the ballot is now just 2 weeks away.